All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Tanya, are you able to see the screen now, sweetie?
No.
Why don't you pop out and come back in and see if that works?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Click the same link and pop back in.
Okay.
All right. So, Kristen, I'm pretty confident in your current knowledge. Jennifer, do you have your agent site set up already, sweetie?
I do not.
Okay. So, did you just join recently or you just haven't?
I did. Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. So consumer here in command is this last icon that is not grayed out.
Mm-hmm.
On the left, let me turn my volume down. There we go. And when we click on that, if you just joined, have you already completed your Scott Leroy marketing questionnaire?
I have not.
Okay, so once you finish that, he will actually set this up for you, but this is recorded, so you will be able to see it at a later time, okay? So he will do the basic setup for you. If you've sent in your picture to him, it'll have your phone number, your email address, all of the basics done. And this is how you can zhuzh it up a little bit.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So there's Tanya. Tanya, can you see my screen now, sweetie? Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay. So Tanya, do you already have your basic agent site set up?
For me personally, no. I work, yeah, I do crystals and the team stuff, but.
Okay. Okay. Well, what we're doing right now, you know, your basic setup was probably handled by Scott Leroy Marketing. And so we're just adding some pages.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So we're going to click on consumer in the lower left corner. And a few things that we're going to go over today, depending upon is, you know, how much time we have is how deep we can go. The first thing I'm going to show you guys is how to create site hero images in the designs of command. And then I'm going to show you how to feature listings. If you're going to feature anyone other than your own listings, just make sure you ask, right? And I'm going to show you how to add a testimonials page to your site. So if we can go a little bit further, we will, but we're going to at least cover those three things. So that being said, I'm going to open up my agent site so that you can see it. The standard sites came with different photos here in the background, right? They came with stock images. I am located in Winston-Salem, so I took some photos that I had of the city, and I chose to use those as my background for my agent site. And so you can see that those will scroll across all the different photos from Winston-Salem, right? And then I popped in a featured listing just for the purposes of showing you guys. I am an agent. I do not list property or sell property. So I borrowed a listing so that you guys could see where it would pop up. And then at the bottom, it has my contact me page, right? So that is the basic front page of the site. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, sorry, I'm trying to mute. I can't get it to come up. Sorry.
I got you, sweetie. No problem. All right. So then we have a drop down up here, right? And so when I drop this down, you can see an about me page, which should have been set up for you, even if it was just standard. I changed this around a little bit. This would be more about your business. This is my testimonials page. I'll let you see what that looks like once it's completed. This is how your testimonials will show up. Okay. I actually have a schedule an appointment with me because I'm the technology person and I want you guys to be able to schedule an appointment with me. And then I have a download my app page. So those are just kind of the basics that I have set up. For the purposes of this today, I've got my blog page also. This is just a blog from Homekeeper, which we get for free for being agents with KW. If we have a chance, I will show you how to add this in too, but I wanted to cover the others first. Okay, so that is the basic setup of the site. Does anybody have any questions about that before we get going? Good, great. Okay, so first up, we're going to talk about adding background images. So if you don't have images of the city or any other images that you want to add and you want to create images, you can do so. I also have recommended taking pictures of your current listings and using those and letting your clients know, you know, I'm featuring you on my website. That's another great thing you can do. But what we're going to do is we're going to come into command and come to our designs applet. So that is the little paintbrush with the canvas behind it. And we're going to click that. Okay. We're going to click our plus button in the lower right-hand corner. And we are going to choose social. Then we will click next. We'll let this load up. Got somebody here in the chat. Yes, I am recording, Amanda. And here we go. So we are going to come down to lead generation, my website. There we go. And then we can come to our site hero images. Now these images are pre-formatted to fit on your agent site. So you can see that you have a collage here, you know, this one's just 3 images. You've got some with some background graphic and texture. And we can just say that we like this one. And we're going to click use. Now, if you're happy with the way this looks, that's great. You can just leave it as is, download the image and save it to your computer. However, if you wanted to change this out with your own photos, you could do so. Or we also have stock images here. So we have lifestyle at home, app images, lifestyle activities, neighborhoods, and house types. Okay. So I actually like this house, so I'm just going to leave this as is. But let's say that I want to replace this photo. I can actually open up lifestyle at home. And let's say that I liked this image here. I can actually replace it with that little replace button is one way. And then I'm going to click this image and let's go back a step with our images and let me look at neighborhoods. Say I want to put something for a neighborhood here and that I really like this image. Here's another way that you can replace it. You can drag the photo to where you want to replace and drop. And if I wanted to change the cropping of this photo, I could double click. This one actually fills the whole thing, but if I had dropped it, say, in this one, I'm going to click done up here. Let's say I wanted to drop the school bus into this smaller photo and I wanted to recrop, then I could double click and I can move the photo as needed and click done up above. So I have all those photos here and this is perfectly sized for my site. I can come up here and make sure that I rename it. So agent site, photo 5, we can have up to 5 photos. They're called hero images. So I just want to make sure that I name that. I'm going to click my download button here in the upper right corner and download it to my computer. We'll let that, it says it's preparing right now, so it's going to download the photo. Okay, great. So my download is ready. So now I'm going to come back into, and if you didn't notice, you can have multiple command windows open, and sometimes I do that if I'm working between 2 different applets. So I'm going to come back into my agent site, my consumer on the left-hand side again. Hey, Carol, I saw you pop in.
Hello.
And we are going to come over to our site and app settings now. Okay, so we've created our hero image. We're going to come back into consumer on the left and go to our site and app settings. And so you'll see here are the photos that I currently have. And let's say I want to replace this photo because like I said, the maximum we can have is 5. So I'm going to delete that one. And then I'm going to upload the one I just made. And you'll see it pop right in. Okay. I'm going to save the changes. And now I'm going to come over to my agent site and hit the refresh button just to make sure that it took. And as this scrolls through the images, our new image will pop up here. So that is how we change our background images. And like I said, if you just like the format of that picture, then you can actually take your own images and change it out within that collage based place. If you are going to download full images like the ones that I have here, you want to make sure they are super, super high resolution, because they need to be really high for them to come across clearly in your background there. Okay. So does anybody have any questions on Site Hero images and how you can change those out? If you did have just regular photos, then you could just upload it right there. And I'll go ahead and pull that back in, make sure I can find it. I should be able to. I'm just going to take this one. And so there you go. That's just standard photo, or that's a photo that I had on my computer. It's actually the different version of this one. And you can just save the pictures, but you can also create the cool collages. So that being said, that is how we change out those images. And the next thing we are going to do is show how to do featured listings. So we don't have to go far here. We're still in consumer. We are in our site and app settings, right? So I want to show you when you're here, again, once again, where that comes into play. So consumer, site and app settings is here in the upper right corner. I'm going to click on that. Okay. And so now we have all these tabs across the top, and we can pull in featured listings. Once again, if you do not have your own listings, like I do not have my own listings, it is perfectly acceptable, and you can feature someone else's listings. It is just recommended that you ask, right? Just to make sure that they're okay with that. So I'm going to pop over to the MLS and just find a property that I like. Of course, if you had your own listing, you would be looking for your own listing. I'll look at my office listings and pull in something in Winston-Salem, Sunset. Let me pull a good one here that I like the way it looks. Huntscroft. Okay, yes, I'm good with this one. So I can actually take my MLS number, which if it was your own listing, you would probably have easier access to that. I just needed to find one.
Hey, Amanda, when you say the featured listings, do you mean, okay, so say we only have like 1 or 2 listings. Should you do that even, or should you just, not do that? Because I want to see like 5 listings or something.
That's completely up to you, Carol. And if you have 1 or 2 and you want more, I'm going to show you again where those pop up.
Well, after this month, I won't have any, so I need to get some. But
that's good. You do need to go get some. That's good motivation. But if you do want to have featured listings here and you only have 1 or 2, then just ask another agent in the office, right? I don't think they're going to mind if you're trying to sell their listing. Just the same with running ads, right?
Okay.
So I would just say, hey, is it okay if I borrow your listings for my featured listings on my agent site? And I'm sure that Kristen will say, you can use David's listings, right? Because we want to get these listings sold. So
okay, so will it automatically generate those if I choose from one agent? Will they always be popping up, or will I have to come in here and tweak this all the time?
If stuff gets sold, it's going to fall off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
but like, will David's new listings come up? Say David was okay with that.
You need to add listings. You have to add listings in. Okay, so this is where they pop up, and I'm going to come over to my site settings where I was, right? I'm going to select a listing. And right now this says only my listings, of which I don't have any. So I'm going to actually change this to all listings. And I'm going to search by the MLS number that I just grabbed. And there's Huntscroft Lane. I'm going to select that one and click done. And there we go, save changes. And then I will come back over to my agent site and refresh. And let that do its thing. And there you go. So now I have 2 featured listings down here. And so I can continue to add more, right? And again, if you don't have any or only have a couple, I'm sure that nobody will mind. I just think it's a common courtesy to ask somebody. That's just, you know, me personally, but I do recommend asking. So does anybody, that part's pretty simple. Does anybody have a question about how to feature listings? We good? Good. Okay. So under general, we've already shown you how to change out these images. You can actually change what your background says here. I think that when it first, it says find your dream home is what it defaults to saying. So I changed mine over, as you can see. And you can change your app text, right? You can add virtual tours of your listings here. So if you have a virtual tour video that your photographer did, you can add that in here. Okay. And here under URLs, a lot of people don't know that you can do this, but say that you didn't like whatever was set up for you, right? So monicaperry.kw.com is what was set up for me, but say that I didn't like that, I can actually try to find a different URL like lovewhereyoulive.com.kw.com, right? I can try to find that and see if it's available. So that's one of the things that you can do. I do not want to do that though. I want it to say my name. Okay. And so this is also your app code. So this is a great page to know how to get to you. If you want to share your app with people or put it in your email signature, this is where you can get that. So you'll see, you pop into one of my 5 million windows. If I compose an email, you can see it says to download my app, click here. And when they click on this image of the app, it takes them to my app code right there. So they can download my app. That was your featured listings page. I know some of you are new, that's why I'm running through this a little bit. If you want to change from the dark theme, which is very small changes, let me get to a place where you can actually see it. I've changed so much on here. There's only a couple of places that the change of dark or red really takes place, right? I just prefer the dark. And so the next fun stop is our site pages, right? And so these are the current pages that are on my agent site. So we are going to move forward into building out a testimonials capture page, right? And so you can actually share that page to get testimonials from a recent client, or if you have testimonials from Zillow or Trulia or Facebook or Google or anywhere else that testimonials come in, you could enter those yourself because they did give you the testimonial. You are just entering the information for it to show up on your agent site. So does anybody have a question about that before we get started? We good? Okay. So I'm going to try to make sure that I go slowly. If I get talking too fast, just let me know. I get really excited and then I start talking quickly. So the first step that we want to do is build the capture page, right? Because what we want to do is build the capture page, enter at least one testimonial, and then we will build the testimonials page. Okay. So again, we are here in consumer, and up in the upper right corner, you will see where it says create a new site. And that is what we are going to do. So we're going to click the create a new site button. And we want this testimonials capture form to be on my agent site. And then I'm going to create page. We always want to make sure in the upper left that we rename this so that we can find it later. This is important to be able to find this to add it to your page. Testimonials capture, and I'm just going to date it so I know the difference between it and my others. So testimonials capture, okay? So now we're going to come over here and we see testimonials list and testimonials capture form, which is what I want. I'm going to drag this over and you will see it just says, thank you for being a valued client. It has a place for you to enter headline text and put in the review down here. These are some other widgets that we have, right? We have agent profile, something about our team. If you're on a team, you have team data. You have a contact form, your company profile, your testimonials capture form, and your download my app. Okay. So this is what I need to add this time. And I'm going to drag it over. So I'm going to show you one more time for those that are newer. I want to make sure that you can see it. I'm grabbing the testimonials capture, dragging it over. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to do is click configure widgets in the lower right corner. This widget cannot be configured. Fun. Let me see why. Let me try this one more time. I just did this morning to make sure that everything was running smoothly. And of course it wants to give me a pull over testimonials capture form. Why is it not letting me configure it? There we go. Okay, so now I've clicked configure widgets, and this is the only one that I have. I'm going to click testimonials capture. Of course, we want to rename this, right? We are not Royals Realtors. So if you have a team, great. You can put your team name in. If you do not, then you can just say Monica Perry or whatever your name is. And headline, you can see their headline text is thank you for being a valued client. So if you're good with that, that is just fine that you're good with that. It's already right here for you. I like for things to be easy. So I'm just going to leave that there. And I'm just going to say, please leave me a review, depending on if you're on a team. And you can have this title of the headline text, say whatever you want. I'm good with the description. How would you rate your experience is showing up here. And the placeholder, how was your experience? It's down here. I'm good with all of this. I'm going to save and apply, and it will show you, right? Please leave us a review. Thank you for being a valued client. This is where they can put in their first and last name, their address, and a client since. They get to give you a star rating, any text that they would like to leave, and would they recommend you. Now, once this is completed, they will be able to preview their testimonial. Okay, so I'm going to click save and apply. And so now this is active. I'm going to click save changes in the upper right. Would you like to publish this as an agent site page? Yes. Okay, so does anybody have any questions on that part? Everybody good?
Okay, so Monica, on this, they're rating us, and it's real clear they're rating us, not the app, because some people might not like the app. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely for us, right?
Yes. So
Clear.
when you change that verbiage, and you'll see it in action here in just a second, to say, please rate your experience with Carol, right? Not the app.
Okay.
This isn't on the app. This is actually on your agent website.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm in and out. Okay.
Not a problem. Not a problem. But you will see it's the top one here, and over here on the right-hand side, it's not an active page yet because I need to add it to my agent site. So it is now created. My next step is to come back to that site and app settings. You'll hear that quite a bit, right? And here's the tab for my site pages. Going to click that. And I'm going to come over here to the left and add a page. Okay, so here's my testimonials capture that I just created. Going to select it and click continue. And so now it's brought it in as a new page. I want to say, leave us a review. And for my slug, which is the end of the URL that our people see, I'm going to say review Monica. You can put it as whatever you want, right? And then for SEO description, I can just say place for clients to review Monica Perry with Keller Williams Realty. Great. Okay. So now I'm going to save the page changes. Settings were updated successfully. And now you see leave us a review popping up right here at the bottom. So if I come back over to my agent site and hit refresh, then my selections here, I now have leave us a review, right? So now that this is here, say you have a review from Facebook, right? I'm just going to put in a practice review here. You need to have at least one review. So after you've created this, you want to make sure that you either send it to a client, the link, and ask them to review you, or if you have a review from somewhere else, then you are welcome to use that. And of course, this is just a test, and I'm going to take this down later. So I'm just going to say Billy Buyer, and he lives in Winston-Salem, and he was my client since 2019. He gave me 5 stars. Great to work with, you know, whatever your client says. Right? Would he recommend me? Yes, he would. And now he can preview his testimonial, or if we are creating it from other sources of testimonials, we can just see what it looks like and click submit.
So Monica,
Yes.
it looks like there's no option for them to not leave their last name, like on other forms that they submit reviews from. Usually they aren't forced to put out their full name. So it looks like in this case, they have to.
Well, you can just let them know, Kristen, that when you have to see it and publish it. And we're going to look at that here in a second. Number one, they could probably just put their last initial in there.
Okay.
So if they feel uncomfortable with that, and when you publish it, really, it doesn't give the option to publish their last name. It only gives the option to publish their last initial or not do it at all. So it would
Gotcha.
just say it was from Billy,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So now that we have one review, we are going to come back into Command to create our testimonials page where people can see our testimonials, right? So we're going to come back and click on consumer so that we get our create a new site button back. And we're going to create a new site again on our agent site and create page. And I'm going to actually say reviews 10/9/2020 so that I know what this is. Don't forget to name your pages here. Okay. So we have 2 choices here. We can do a testimonials carousel, which is going to be like a scrolling carousel, or we can do the list, which is, you see all of them. So on the carousel, you only see one review and then it scrolls. And then
Automatically?
yes. And then on the list, you see the whole list. I actually prefer the list, but that's, my personal feeling there. And then I also like to include a contact form at the bottom so that if somebody is And for those of you who haven't done this before, you might be able to see it at the bottom. There is a green line where I'm dropping this widget. You want to make sure you see that green line, and then it dropped it below. If I wanted to drop something above, I could drop it up top. And I would want to see the green line up here so you can see it. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to have where my reviews show up. And there's where I drop meet the team. I'm going to get rid of that actually. Just wanted to show you guys how to drop it, and a contact form, because if somebody's reading my reviews and they're like, wow, she sounds like she's really great to work with, I want to get in touch with her. I want them to have a way to do that, right? So I have my contact us form. So now that I have those two going, I'm going to configure the widgets again, right? And so for my testimonials, you know, reviews of your, you know, David Dixon Real Estate or Monica Perry. If you're a single agent, you would just have your name there. Intro text, what do you want it to say? You know, working with clients since 2008, and I am happy to assist you. Whatever you want this to say. Or something like the best compliment, you know, back a business card, right? The best compliment we can receive is referrals. Whatever you want it to say, right? You can pop in whatever you like. Now, Kristen, here's that spot. So first name, last initial, city, client since, and I don't really want neighborhood to be there. So even if I didn't want their last initial to show up, I could take it off, right? And so here are some testimonials, because I've already got testimonials popped in here that I can do. So I can click browse testimonials. And these are a lot of tests that I've popped in. So let me get down to the most recent. I want to get rid of these tests.
So really you
There we go.
can only build that page. It doesn't automatically pull in the new ones that come in. You'd have to, how are you made aware that new ones come
It
in?
will pull them in. Now, currently, I've noticed that it only takes, I think, 9 and makes them live. So what I've learned to do is come in and like ones that I've had up for a while, I just deselect them. You know, I put on my calendar like every 2 weeks, go in to look for new testimonials, uncheck the old ones. I've been told that it's going to allow all of them soon.
Okay.
They did, of course, did not give me a date.
Okay.
Which I don't blame them, because if something goes wrong. So you'll see that there's the one that just came in from Billy Byer, right? And I can click continue. And this is what it's going to look like. And then I'm going to save and apply that widget. And then I'm going to come up here to my little arrows on my widgets and go to my second one, which is the contact us form. I'm fine with all of what this says, contact us. It just wants you to make sure that I want to pop my dashes into my phone number, but it won't let me. And I can save and apply. And so now that one's done. So again, you will have done the same thing. You configured your widgets. You chose at least the one review, right? And you're going to save the changes. Would you like to publish? Yes, I would. Very good. And then I'm going to come back to my consumer site and app settings, to my pages tab, and add the page. And so here's my recent reviews that I created. I'm going to continue again. Whatever you want this to be called. And then you give it a slug, reviews, testimonials, whatever you want it to be called. What clients are saying. About Monica with Keller Williams Realty. Okay, so we've done this piece and we're going to save the page changes. Okay. And so again, when I come back to my agent site, let me move my Zoom bar out of the way here. And I click refresh. Then you'll see that we have, that was my original one, but this is the new one I added. So leave us a review, what people are saying, and there you go. Right? So there's all my testimonials that I have. Right? Does anybody have any questions about how we did that? I know it's a lot. And of course, don't forget that if you're ready to do this and you need help, that I do have a one-on-one calendar that you can schedule with me. Okay. Does everybody know how to get to my one-on-one calendar?
Hey, Monica,
Yes.
where will this recording be saved, just to go back for reference?
Yep. I will save this and then I will put it on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And since I don't think I've gotten to speak with you yet, Tanya, if you go to kwtriadtech.com, that's the website I've put together for you guys. I know it's a little crazy, but I tell you guys, go here, go there. Like Kristen and I have known each other for a long time, and Carol, and it's just so many places. So I've kind of taken everything and put it in one spot.
Okay.
And so I know it looks like a little madness, but it's pretty much everything you'll need. And so you can schedule a one-on-one with me right here.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Right. You can submit support tickets here. And I usually feature a video. And then if you go to my YouTube channel, which is right here, I not only have all the other KW Tech people that I follow and learn from, but you're on my page where my videos are. So it'll be here.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. All right, guys. Does anybody have any questions about how we did any of that? Anything else that you want to see? I know we have the schedule to 11. I didn't want to overload you, and I wanted to leave time for questions.
Monica, can you import reviews from Zillow, from Realtor.com? How would you go about that?
You would enter them yourself, right? So on your agent site where you say, leave us a review, you would just look at what was on Zillow, right? Client from Zillow, whatever their name is, and just put their city. And then you would just read off their review and paste it in here and give whatever stars they gave you. And then you would add it and it would show up on your testimonials page. So there's no real way to link it. You just have to enter it for yourself. Now, if you did want that to be kind of automated, I can actually show you an agent that did it, but I don't have the program that he used. I think he said it's $65 per year. Hold on, let me get into my Bob. He's in Mooresville. And so he used a program called, it's down at the bottom, I always, Real Satisfied. And I believe he said he paid $65 per year for this. And it pulls in you link it to your Zillow and your in any other format, and it pulls them in. Right, so it just looks a little bit different, but it just pulls them into this page. Okay, so if that's something that you want to see, I can actually talk with Bob about, this was a while ago that he showed this to us, how much that costs. But otherwise you can just enter it for yourself, you know, when they leave it on Zillow, because of course, as much as I dislike Zillow, it's great to have your reviews on Zillow because people still go to it. So if you want to have it on both, then you just pop it in there for yourself, right? When you see them drop it on Zillow, you just add it in. Good?
Thanks.
Yes, that's good. Good to know.
Good. Good. Does anybody else have any other questions?
I'll just be watching that video since I came in late.
Not a problem. So we're going over whenever. Go ahead, honey.
I'll have questions once I start getting into it and playing with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, there are other things you can do, like this blog. I mean, it's not my blog. I'm not typing the content. It just puts content on there for you that I can show you guys how to do. 1 hour just flies by. So I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys some items that you could tackle maybe this weekend to zhuzh up your websites a little bit.
Okay.
And get your testimonials page going and things like that. But if you guys want a part 2 and you want to see this, and I can actually, realistically speaking, the app one is not hard at all. That is the download my app. It just looks like this. That is a very simple, create new site on my agent site, create page. And the more that you do this, it just becomes easier to handle, right? You just get used to it, download my app. And so all this one is the download my app widget. You pull it over. I like to always drop a contact form under the bottom, right? And you configure the widgets, click download my app. I'm fine with what it says. I don't want to change it. I like to work quickly, right? Smarter, not harder.
Right.
And then contact us, go to the next widget. I'm fine with the way that looks too. I'm going to click save and apply and it's done. And then you take the same for, following steps. You save the changes, you publish it, and you add it to your site, just like we did the other ones. Right. So that's actually a super simple one to do as well. And you'll see on there, when they click this, it takes them to a website. Curious about what's trending in your neighborhood, branded to me, download for Mac, download for PC, or download for iPhone and download for Android, the app. Right? So they can just pick which one they have. Enter download link. It sends it as a text to their phone, and it is tied to you, right, as the agent. And then they can actually watch the video. Good?
Good.
All right. Don't forget, pop in here. I'll have this video. It takes it a little bit to convert, and then I'll pop it into YouTube, and it'll be on my YouTube channel. And if you need to schedule a one-on-one with me, it's the teal button.
Okay. Thank you, Monica.
You're so welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Let me know if I can help you with anything else. Have a great day.
Okay.
And a
You
good
too.
weekend.
You too.
All right. Take care.
You too.